If you are a parent who feels like you've tried everything to help your kiddo, diet changes, therapies, maybe even turn to what a lot of the families who we work with see as a last resort of medications, maybe even those aren't really working, or nothing you've tried is really able to provide that lasting relief that you're looking for, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. Today, an alarming 40%, it's crazy, 40% of children struggle with what is deemed a chronic health challenges, from digestive issues to respiratory issues to behavioral challenges, developmental delays. It's an absurd amount of kiddos who are struggling. And so many doctors out there are doing their absolute best, but we see all the time that so many doctors are focused and get focused, hyper focused on caring for individual symptoms, individual challenges, and miss what is a crucial piece to the puzzle that often is overlooked is looking at your child's nervous system, that overarching system that controls all of the other systems of the body. And so this video, as we move forward here, is for parents who are feeling frustrated, maybe even a little bit helpless after trying many different approaches for their struggling child. And maybe you found that temporary relief. Maybe you've found some relief but then plateaued. Or maybe you haven't really found any improvement at all. So if you're tired of being told that they're going to grow out of it, if you're tired of being told that, hey, maybe it's just a phase, or here's another medication to treat another side effect of another medication, this could be absolutely transformative for your family, just like it has been, this understanding has been for so many families that we work with here at Bright Beginnings. And so before we dive in, I want to get into how a dysregulated nervous system could be this really hidden root cause of your child's health challenges. And more importantly, how neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic can help restore the balance of that nervous system and unlock your child's natural healing potential in order to be their absolutely best self and to just simply be a kid and have a great time being a kid and enjoying childhood. And so I want to first start by just sharing a story of a young girl who I've been working with recently whose struggles might sound familiar to many of you parents. And, her mother found us because she was searching for something different. She was really, her heart was breaking because she just consistently was getting emails about her focus, about her emotional regulation struggles at school. She had also battled with sleep challenges, big emotions at home. And despite some dietary changes, limiting screen time, some supplements, doing everything that they could at home, nothing really seemed to help. And so mom was starting to feel helpless, watching her daughter struggle and just feeling this gut mom feeling of knowing like there's got to be something more here. What else can we do? And that all changed when they found us, when they found neurologically focused pediatric chiropractic and the care that we provide. And when they came in, we did a consult, and then we got her neurological nervous system insight scans. And this happened with so many parents, but this was the case here as well. When they saw the scans, everything finally made sense, right? There was finally this tangible, objective proof of why she was struggling, right? Why she was behaving the way that she was. And so with consistent care over the last few months, her nervous system has started to respond better to these daily challenges, right? She began sleeping better. She began having better nightly routines. She began not struggling as much at school or with transitions. And she's able to get back to her activities again, like swimming and dance. And mom said it best herself, just be a kid again, right? And that's really what we're looking for. But before we get ahead of ourselves and talk about how we can also help your kiddo, I want to break down a little bit the science behind what we're talking about here and how we get these awesome results with so many kids, and that story as well of improving nervous system dysregulation, right? Your child's nervous system is like the body's master control center, right? It's responsible for everything your body does or your child's body does, from digestion, emotional regulation, sleep, healing, focus, behavior, you name it. And so when that system gets dysregulated, it gets stuck in what we call fight or flight mode, or like gas pedal mode, right? It's stuck in this tense, stress, gas pedal mode. And therefore, it's going to be impossible for the body to rest, heal, calm, regulate, and develop properly. And so this this dysregulation, which we get questions on all the time, is like, how does this happen though, right? Well, oftentimes it starts as early as fertility and pregnancy and continues through birth and early childhood, and it doesn't happen out of nowhere, right? We see so often there's a lot of correlations, a lot of repetitive stories that we get from the parents that come in here, and it's what we refer to as a perfect storm. That really is multifactorial, multiple variables from, like I said, starting even fertility and pregnancy. So most parents don't even realize how early this starts. And it can happen due to these things start to build up in the nervous system, and your little kiddo's very fragile, very moldable nervous system starts to get programmed to just be stuck in this stress mode, right? Stress mode isn't bad if we're in a stress situation. In fact, it's really good, right? We want our body to respond that way, or our child's body to respond that way if it is truly stressed. But the struggle comes when it becomes stressed 24/7, 365 all the time. And this often starts to program, again, in that pregnancy area. So high maternal stress during pregnancy, birth interventions then, like C-sections, forceps, vacuum extraction, can physically impact this delicate developing nervous system. Early childhood exposure to toxins, frequent illnesses, antibiotics, again, throwing more, now this in this term, more chemical stress into the nervous system. And these factors combine to create that perfect storm of nervous system dysfunction and dysregulation. And so with that background understanding of just briefly diving into it, we then want to dive into, okay, so what are the signs of, in all sorts of different ways, that you can look for that your child's nervous system is indeed dysregulated and may be struggling, right? We'll start with some physical things. Digestive problems, big one. Frequent illness, immune system not being able to do its job, big one. And sleep. Those are really the big ones. We can talk emotional challenges, right? Like anxiety, mood swings, difficulty managing emotions, trouble with transitions. And then some behavior issues, maybe like trouble focusing, impulsivity, sensory sensitivities, developmental concerns is another one, whether that's delayed in, whether that be fine motor, gross motor milestones, coordination, those types of things. And so when we're thinking about all those things, big picture, right? Lots of different pieces of the puzzle, but the overwhelming theme is that the nervous system controls all of that. And so where a lot of care plans that you may come into contact with different providers may fall short is they're not necessarily getting to that root cause, right? They're going after one system or one struggle or one symptom, which is super important. All that stuff is definitely has its place, right? But if the nervous system is dysregulated, that foundation, it's like we're trying to fix up a house, but we're working on a bad foundation, right? We've got to get that foundation taken care of first, which is the nervous system, especially if it's dysregulated. And then we can add all those different therapies, all those different supplements, nutrition changes, limiting screen time, behavioral things, right, on top of a now regulated nervous system. And now everything starts to be able to balance. And so if that is not the case, then those things may help some, but they may not necessarily help completely. And that's why so many parents come in here saying, hey, we've tried this, maybe some things helped, maybe some things didn't. But again, if we don't address that root cause, that baseline nervous system dysfunction and imbalances, then everything else we put on top of it just isn't going to quite have the same effect. Doesn't mean it's not good, it absolutely is, but it may not have the same effect. So if everything I've been talking today sounds way too much like what you're struggling with, because we get parents coming in here like, I saw that video and it almost felt like you were talking to me. If that's the case for you with this one, if your kiddo is struggling with some of the things we've been talking about or something a little bit different, send us a message, right? We can absolutely get you some more information. Be happy to share a little bit more specific, detailed information on how we might be able to help with your kiddo and your family's challenges. And then we can go ahead and get a consultation scheduled. We can go ahead and get our insight nervous system scans scheduled. And that's when we can really get that information of, can we really help? The nervous system scans are a huge part of everything we do, because it takes it from, you describing your kiddos or your family's challenges and me being able to be like, oh yeah, that sounds like things that we help with a lot, right? That definitely sounds like something that we could help with. Expect miracles, right? Wear it on the shirt, because that's what we do. But once we see the scans, that takes it from, yes, I'm pretty sure we can help, to, okay, here is exactly what's going on. We can usually see the light bulbs going off in the parents when we talk about these things of, oh my gosh, that explains everything, right? Like I talked about with that mom. There feels like there's something more. When we show them the scans, there it is. Now we have this objective functional information of, here's what's going on. And then we put together the individualized, customized care plan based on those scans, based on the history of your kiddo and some of their challenges, and we start to get to work, right? So that's how it all works. So send us a message. We're always here to help. Anything we can do, whether that's answer questions, if you're not from this area, finding another neurologically focused pediatric chiropractor in your area, or if you are local to Milwaukee area, come see us, come hang out. We'd love to work with you.